And now it's time for another St. Louis 7, following an episode on OT with Oliver. This one of the godfathers of St. Louis basketball, youth basketball. Right, Ron?
Okay,
Okay.
you say so.
Had a good time. If you want to catch the episode, it's wherever you get your podcast, OT with Oliver. You born and raised in St. Louis,
Yes,
went to school at Beaumont,
yes, sir.
and it was fairly soon after Brown was aboard.
Yes, I started high school in 1958, which was 4 years after the Congress Board of Education.
Still good memories, hopefully.
Yeah, I got good memories.
All right.
I got good memories. I remember first day of class at Gunlock Elementary School. I had been going to Benton Elementary School on Kings Highway and St. Louis Avenue, and I was transferred to Gunlock, which is located at Arlington in St. Louis.
Okay.
The first day in class, I remember sitting behind a white kid, and I heard him just shout out to his buddies in class, "I'm surrounded by him." And I looked around and I saw a black kid in front of him. I was behind him. There were two black kids on each side of him. And I just laughed, and I just thought that was funny. That I'm surrounded by him like he was fighting watching the cowboy movies, fighting the Indians.
How did he ever survive, Ron?
You just have to laugh at something.
So all right, question number 2. When you go to Crown Candy, what's your favorite milkshake?
I get the cherry.
Okay.
Cherry milkshake.
When's the last time you had a BLT?
It's been a while, but I was just in there last week and I had the hot dog.
I love a good hot dog.
I looked at the BAT on the menu and I changed my mind, and then I got home and thought about it.
Nowadays, when I look at the BLT, it's like, well, that's 2 meals then. It's no longer one meal.
It is. You got to eat one half for one meal and the other half later.
You used to play the bass growing up.
Play the bass guitar going.
What's your favorite concert in St. Louis you've ever seen? Is there one?
I saw a lot of the Motown early shows and things like that. In fact, I had a friend was on the golf team in Springfield with me. He eventually became the golf coach at Southwest Missouri. And he actually won the Missouri State Amateur Tournament one year. And I didn't know it, but he loves soul music, things like that. He would actually come to me and tell me when there were going to be concerts in St. Louis. And he'd say, "Call your mother, tell her to fix dinner. We're going up Sunday for that show, and we're coming right back." And we would order tickets, and that's what we would do. So I've been to a lot of concerts, and a lot of the Motown and things like that when they were doing those traveling shows.
Of course, co-founded the Eagles, as we talked about in the podcast. This is an unfair question to ask for a short answer, but what makes you most proud about the Eagles' legacy?
The longevity of the program. When we started, we had no idea that it would reach where we are now. We had no idea we would eventually get a sponsorship by Nike, and having been in the Nike family since 1996 until the present, is just unbelievable that we could have a program that's sponsored by Nike Corporation to the point where we get product, and then they have their own basketball league and things like that, and still make things available to kids.
What's it like to be elected into the Missouri State Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame?
Well, that was a big deal, again, after being the first African-American to go there on a track scholarship, to eventually wind up in the Hall of Fame is an honor. But I tell people that that wasn't the first time, that wasn't the last time that I was the only African-American there. I was the first African-American hired by Travelers Insurance Company in their claim department in 1968. Eventually, I was the first African-American on the Insurance Inter-Arbitration Committee, which...
I'm losing fingers counting how many times you're the first of something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The first never stopped. And eventually I became the chairman of that Inter-Insurance Arbitration Committee. I was asked to run for the position, and I declined and said, no, I don't want to do it, because being the only one, you don't want to be made aware of the fact that you are the only one, because you only got 2 votes, because you couldn't vote for yourself. So I declined it, and eventually I became the chairman of that. So As I said, the first never stopped for me.
When people come and visit you, where do you take them?
Where do I take them? Don't have any place in particular that I would.
Have you checked out the Foundry yet?
I know where. I haven't been down there. I'm down to St. Louis U all the time because
Right.
I work the basketball games down there, and I go down and watch basketball practice, and so I'm always in the vicinity. But I haven't been over there yet.
Gotta check it out.
Okay, I will.
It's like 14, 16 different restaurants. So take the family, everybody go check out a different restaurant. You all meet in the center and just kind of, it's
I'll
unique
do
to
that.
St. Louis.
I'll do that. Because I've got a little retirement group that we meet once a month and have lunch. We're always bickering over where to go for lunch. So that sounds like that might be a good.
And
Good
it's a
place.
free plug. I don't make any money. So it's not like you can drop Oliver and get 10% off or something. But look at you like you're a little weird. All right. So we're getting ready to wrap up the St. Louis Summit again. Had a ball with Ron Golden, talked a lot about St. Louis basketball, his association with Rich Gray, one of my favorite people that have ever been. Last question that I ask, kind of weird maybe, but what makes you proud to be a St. Louis?
I guess just the reality of you can be in a bigger city, you can be in a Chicago, you can be in a New York or somewhere else, and not have the same experiences that you would have in St. Louis, being involved in athletic and being involved with kids. Just the difference in the kids that you meet here versus the kids that we see when we're out traveling, and where those kids are from and how they act, what they do. Just makes you proud of your kids, local kids, how much different they are from other kids.
Flash the bling, man. Talk with me. Good time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.